my name is Keith and I'm known as the Florida Stone Man, and today I'm going to be talking to you all about energy trademarks. And no, I don't mean actual trademarks, I mean energy trademarks. As spiritualists, as people of spirituality, as people who identify energy, you have to know that everything's trademarked. Like, everything is energetically trademarked. Sometimes we energetically trademark things, sometimes things are already trademarked before we were born. Now, this is with everything. This is a very vague and general topic, but it's very important because as a spiritual person, you're gonna have to identify energy before you do certain things. Now, everything holds a certain amount of energy, and we all have different energetic gifts. Some people are gifted in being able to just really sense energy. So some people will be able to touch a necklace, or touch, like they'll touch their necklace, they'll touch a crystal and be like, okay, I can feel the energy of the amethyst. It's very calming, kind of warm on the fingertips. Today it feels like it's doing a lot less because it doesn't have to do as much because I'm grounded, I'm feeling well, everything's going well, so I don't really feel the energy too much. Versus some days you'll touch an amethyst and it'll basically tell you how you're doing, and if it's in overdrive, it means that you need to work on resolving blockages. Yeah. Now that's energy trademarks regarding crystals. Crystals are already energetically trademarked. The evolution of crystals actually upgrades over time, so crystals will always be doing new things in the future. A crystal such as malachite, for example, is one of the new age evolution crystals, so its vibration's constantly going to be upgrading and becoming a newer crystal. Now let's talk about some other things. Energy trademarks. Rooms. So, how many of you have walked into a room and you're like, okay, well, some of you, if you're not energetically open, I'm going to teach you how to get energetically open by the end of this video, and when you're open, I'll teach you how to protect yourself. But some people can walk in a room and be like, okay, I can feel the energy of this room. The energy is good. It feels like I can breathe. It feels like it's fluid. It's okay. There's nothing wrong. It just feels calm. It just feels like it's like a normal room. It's just, I feel comfortable in this room. Now, with different environments, you'll walk into an energetically trademarked environment and you'll be like, something's off here. Maybe one thing with me is my nose will itch like crazy. Like, my nose will scratch so much that it's basically like, yeah, get out of there because there's spirits nearby. A lot of that's actually the symptom with a lot of you. So if you have, some of you notice this in the workplace, but if your nose itches like crazy, the energetic trademark of that environment is not good. What does that mean? There's entities in there, there's bad energy, bad things have been done, maybe the room's haunted, etc. So you'll just know. Sometimes people get a warm feeling upon walking in a room, and they'll be like, yeah, this feeling is not right, I don't like this heat, it's not good, I recognize that this heat is not. I mean, you'll have to recognize what your energetic gifts are, which I'll talk about in a second, but with energetic trademarks, you can change the energetic trademark of some things. You can change the energetic trademark of a crystal that's full. You cleanse the crystal. If it's a room in your house and you feel like the energy's off, you can change the energetic trademark of that room. What do? You cleanse the room. You do like you start with the ground up. You do some kind of sea salt floor wash. You do some kind of spiritual floor wash. Eve the Medium sells floor washes as well. I would check out her website. She has really good pre-prepared floor washes. I don't specialize in that because I'm very general with floor washes because that's not my avenue. I'm still testing crystal floor washes such as black tourmaline floor washes, but if you do those incorrectly, yeah, things will get kind of crazy because if you don't get rid of an entity correctly, you're just going to make it really, really upset. And if you don't cleanse and charge the tourmaline before you use the floor wash, which I'll make another video about how to make just a very simple floor wash using crystals, and not all crystals can be done with that, but sea salt, for example, you'll cleanse the floor of a house with sea salt, and you'll feel everything's a lot more calm. Now, you'll burn something like frankincense and myrrh in the room, and you feel a lot better. You feel a lot calm. You feel good spirits in the room. You feel very just at ease and just at peace, and you're just like, okay, I feel good. Now, let's say that you burn, I'm not telling any of you to do this, but you burn chili pepper on like the stove of your house, and the energy in the room feels kind of hot and just like not really good. Maybe you're burning black pepper when you were cooking, and it just doesn't feel good because it has a certain energy, and in small amounts energy can be good for cleansing, but in large amounts it's like, okay, this is not good, and then everyone in the house is hot, and the energetic trademark of the house is very just different. So you can change it when it comes to your home. Energetic trademarks, when you go into a new home, you better cleanse that home, because you're going to pick up 100% of the energy from the people before you. You're going to get 100% of what they had unless you cleanse it. If those people had arguments all the time, you're going to be having arguments all the time. That person, let's say they were in a peaceful relationship, you're more likely to be in a peaceful relationship. If that person had, and even the smallest energetic trademarks transfer over, so like maybe that person's in the room, and that person, all they wanted to do in that room was just bite on their nails. Now you're in that room and you have a new habit of biting your nails, and you don't even know why. It's because the room was energetically trademarked and you didn't cleanse the room before you went in the room. So I highly suggest you guys do deep cleansings before you go into any house, move into, especially if people have lived there for a long time, especially if it's haunted. Energetic trademarks is something that you have to identify and recognize. This is very important because, yeah, you're going to be living there, so you're going to be vacuuming the energy of the other person. Same thing with the other person when they move somewhere else, and I've seen this time and time again. For example, a calm and peaceful family will move into a home of people who used to argue, yell, fight, scream, police getting called on them, and now that kind of family turned into that kind of family. Like, the people who moved in are all now just not at peace with each other, like something's off and they don't know why. Yeah, clear the energetic trademark from the last person before you, and you're going to have a lot better of a time. So you, as a spiritualist, as a spiritual person, as whatever you guys like to call yourselves, you have to identify certain energies, and you have to be non-biased about it either. You cannot be cocky, you cannot include ego into it. I do see this in the spiritual community. People are like, well, I'm 100% protected because my energy immaculate. And they'll go into a room full of dark energy. They'll vacuum the energy in the room. They'll take dark energy home with them, and now everyone in the house is fighting and screaming and yelling, and that person doesn't want to identify that they actually absorbed an attachment because my energy immaculate. Nothing can penetrate my energy. I don't need no protection. All the protection I need. I mean, keep in mind, the Bible says people use the Bible. All I need to do is pray. The Bible says just praying alone, faith is dead when it just prays alone. You can't just pray and expect for something to happen. You have to act. God made crystals. God made roots. God made herbs. God made you have to have the decision to cut off certain things that are not right for you. You can't just pray and expect for everything to change. If you keep these rotten friends around you and you're like, my energy can't be tampered with because it's immaculate and perfect, so these friends that I'm around, I'm protected. I can be around the worst people. I can be at a gas station at 2 a.m. with these people shooting guns. And yeah, some of you who watching my video, I'm calling certain ones of you out because I see certain things. You hang around those people, you're going to get energetic trademarks from those people. You're going to get entities around those people as well, especially if that person lives in a rotten home. You're hanging out with them, you better believe you're going to pick up some of their energetic trademarks, and you better hope it's good. Now let's talk about something a little more positive, energetic trademarks. Let's say you want to become an entrepreneur, right? And you're hanging around a bunch of people who don't know anything about entrepreneurship or how to start their own business. But you actually distance yourself from those people around people who actually know what they're doing. And now you start picking up their energetic trademarks. You start picking up certain aspects of their energy field. I've talked about this in previous videos. This is a different way to describe it. But you start picking up different traits and qualities of the person who's around you. Just on tiny little things. Maybe you touched the same pen they did. Maybe you sat in the same chair they did. You want to know how much energy we put off? Sit in a chair and stand up and have someone else sit in it, and it's going to be warm. Yeah, your trail of energy is still there. Your footstep alone, even one footstep, has a lot of energy in it. That's why people do footstep magic, which I'll never teach because most people just do it for bad. That's a kind of magic that's so arcane, it deserves to be just kind of like, it deserves to not be around anymore. People still do footstep magic in other countries, and I teach how to counter that. But Black Tourmaline counters pretty much all magic. All magic, there's no exceptions. If you're doing bad, it's not going to help you. But another energetic trademark I'm going to talk about right now is maybe you're someone who's getting ahead, maybe you're a really good person, but you're just hanging around rotten people. Or maybe you've gotten ahead and you go back a step by hanging around people who are not meant for you. You're not going to see as much progress as you would like because you're hanging around people who have energetic trademarks of attachments, dark energy, etc. Now, energetic trademarks can benefit you and they can work against you. This part of the video is going to be very interesting. Words have energetic trademarks, and you can use this too for your advantage or against you. Now, certain people don't like when I say it, but curse words do have certain energetic trademarks. If you say, and I'm not going to be swearing on YouTube because I was right about that a long time ago. I said, cursing is not good. It's literally called cursing. When we write words, it's called spelling. If you literally curse at an object, then there's a scientist who did an experiment. I don't know the exact scientist's name. It's been so long since I've looked at that. But he took 3 things of rice and water, I believe. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong. It's been such a long time. He cursed at one of the rices. He talked very nice to one of the rice and water cups, and then he left one as a control. The one he cursed at actually just didn't do as well. The one who he talked very nice to, it did better, and then the one who in the control was the one in the control. I have to look back into that experiment because I'll talk about that in the future again. I don't even know the scientist's name, but words have energy, and you're not going to change the energy of a word, especially because if the word's way older than you are, if the word's the F word, for example, is 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 years old. I don't know how old it is. I have to do my research on that one. You want to add a new meaning to the word, but it's already bookmarked. That's not how it works. That's just not how it works. When you try to use a curse word for something good, you're going to taint something good. People are like, what if I curse when I'm happy? Well, the vibration of a curse word can be calculated. It 100% can be calculated, especially with a glass of water. A vibration of a word such as happy can be calculated. Now, how do you know this? People who see the word happy will feel happy. Even if someone doesn't speak another language and they see the word written down happy, they'll emit some kind of oxytocin, serotonin, dopamine, some kind of happy hormone indicating that that person feels happy. Why is that? It's because words hold power. If you guys want to try a little exercise, one thing you can do is you can take the word happy. If you want to feel more happy, take the word happy, write it on a sticky note, and start putting it around your room. You're going to start feeling more happy and you won't even know why. It's because the word's literally putting off a frequency. Now, what happens when you're swearing all the time, you're cussing, you're going to be repelling certain blessings and you're going to be attracting things that you don't want. I'll tell you something that's a hardcore fact. When you swear, it could be whatever swear you swear, and some people are going to stay swearing after this video. I'm not going to, this video is here to let you know and to help you become more aware, but when it comes to swearing, it's a whistle. It puts off a frequency that attracts lower level entities. Why is that? It's because when you slip and fall, what do? You swear. Even if you're not someone who swears, you're going to be swearing. Like, that's most of us. Some people are more disciplined. I'm more disciplined. I scream. If I slip, I'll say, Jesus! And then Jesus shows up and helps me. That's the intent of that, because that's one thing you guys can do. If you're someone who hurts themselves, and like when you whack yourself, you swear, replace it with something that resonates with you. For me, it's Jesus. And then the energy of Jesus is there. But if you swear, dark entities know that as a trademark. I'll tell you that right now. That's an energetic trademark. When you swear after hurting yourself, they're used to hearing people swear after they hurt themselves, and it's a good indicator that someone just hurt themselves and they're putting off a certain energy, and they're more likely to flock to you, especially if you're not protected or if you don't have any fortifications of protection in your home. If you're not wearing any protections as well, you should be wearing protections. You should have them around your home. Those are 2 different kind of protections. Have them around your home, wear them. In this world, we're in the in-between of heaven and hell. You better believe that energy is just freely roaming, and if you're not doing anything to prevent energy from freely roaming, then you're not protected. It's just how it is. You have to arm yourself. You can be a warrior, but if your sword and shield's on the ground, you're not going to be in the war. You're going to be, you were going to be a part of the war in history. Now, with energetic trademarks, I would recommend you guys don't use curse words. If you really want to get ahead, if you want to get freakish luck, stop swearing. Words are full of energetic trademarks. I mean, some people just don't ever want to let go of swears. It's really hard to let go of swears. I mean, for people who have been cursing their entire lives, you could just switch the words out. If you say the F word, you can say fudge. If you say the S word, you can say shoot. Whatever makes you guys happy, but I highly recommend you don't swear if you want to get ahead. I remember when I stopped swearing a while ago, long time ago, and I stopped swearing, I started winning scratch-offs a lot easier. That's just proof to me. It was just a sign to me that the frequency I was putting off was a lot higher and a lot luckier than when I was swearing. And when I would swear, especially around family members, I'd be feeling great and fine, and I'd swear, and the swear word would put them in a certain mood without them even realizing it, and they'd be more likely to be combative. Like, if you ever notice that about that as well, maybe you swear around someone you like, or you swear around the friend, and they take it the wrong way for no reason, even though your intention was good. It's because the swear word holds a trademark that kind of pierces the aura, regardless whether you believe it means this or not, or this or that. It's been trademarked. Now you can use it to your advantage. I would never use a shirt, or I would never use a cup that has a swear word in it, because you'll just be absorbing that energy. Drink a cup. Take a clear glass of water and write the word happy on the side of it and drink it and watch how you feel afterwards. That's just an example of an energetic trademark. Words hold energetic trademarks. Pictures hold energetic trademarks. So if you have pictures of like crying people, or just, this is a good example. If you walk into a room and there's just pictures of like crying people and just sadness, you're gonna start feeling like crying, and you're gonna start feeling sad because that trademark is on the picture. There's just energy behind the picture. Meanwhile, I put St. Michael the Archangel in the background because that's an energetic trademark. Yeah, he's a very strong and beautiful angel, and it's literally at my back. Same thing with the, I don't know, the camera's inverted. This is the picture back here. It's just sunny and beautiful. There's sunflowers. It's coming up over the mountains. Mountains represent things that are holy, and the sky represents the firmament, and the waters represents life, and it's just so nice and beautiful. I stopped using certain decorations that had no point, and I just started replacing them with crystals. Birds, and like if you see the bird in the background right there, it's kind of weird for me to bend my arm like that, but it's a hawk has energy of just being like, it's actually a falcon. A falcon has an energy of being like very lucky and just a leader. Just kind of everything puts off energy. If you surround your house with nothing but cats, it's gonna put off a feline energy. What's that? It's gonna be more of a spiritual atmosphere. It really depends. So you can actually trademark wherever you're at with intent, and you can use it to your advantage, or it can work against you. So just be conscious of it. As a spiritual person, you have to recognize that everything is energy. Everything puts off a frequency. Frequencies can be calculated even in science. So be more conscious of everything. You can, even around certain people, and I said I'd teach you guys how to open your energetic gifts. One way, if you don't sense energy, because I haven't always sensed energy the way I do now, I can teach people to put out their hand and they'll feel just exactly what they're supposed to be feeling. One way to stop feeling energy is to stop eating pork, especially, and then beef. Pork and beef will mute your energy gifts. You'll just cut off. It desensitizes the ability to feel energy. People might not like to hear that, but as soon as people quit eating pork and beef, they notice new gifts just spring open. Chickens, okay. Fish is alright. Pork and beef, the worst ones you could ever eat. They will mute your energy gifts, especially because when they die, they put off a lot of stress. I don't care what anyone says. It doesn't matter how they die. They could die ethically. Doesn't matter. They still died when they were being put in a cage, and they have that energy around a bunch of other things that have the feeling that they were going to die. You can't tell me. I mean, if you've ever been on a farm, I've been on farms before. I've had classes on farms and stuff like that when I was in college. They're very sentient. They're very smart. They know when they're about to die. They have a feeling. We have a feeling. They almost look like people. Another thing too is when they're inside of you, they're literally dead inside of you. When you eat meat, you literally have something that's dead inside of you. So something about your energetic field, your auric field, will be like, okay, don't feel the energy because it's not alive. It's something that's been passed. Some kind of signal gets sent off for you to feel energy less. Now, when you start eating more vegetables, and I'm not saying go vegan or anything like that, I'm saying the less you eat beef and pork, the more your energetic gifts will be open. You'll start being able to feel things before you touch them. There's some cool things for people who have stopped eating beef and pork and have their energetic gifts open. You can take a spoon to someone's house, and I remember we've got gifted some spoons from people who moved out. And you can just kind of feel around the edge of a spoon, and you can feel the different marks and the little rifts in the edges, and you can read the entire person of whoever just used the spoon before you. You can do this with different things, especially if someone has like a water bottle, like even at the gym, you can feel the edges of the water bottle, and you'll be able to tell what the person went through. You can tell where they've been. It's called clairtangency. It's basically an energy gift of feeling, and you get to go back in time and really read whatever happened and events that happened. That's actually why onyx is a very powerful crystal for detecting energies, because you'll feel the onyx. And onyx is a computer chip. I'll talk about onyx in the future. I don't have it on my website for a reason, because you guys have to use it 100% correctly, or it's going to work against you. Because if a really bad person had onyx and they sold it to you, and now you have onyx, you have the energy of the bad person, and you can't cleanse it off of you. You can't cleanse it off of you or the stone, because you can cleanse it off of you, but not the stone as you wear it, because it's that the stone onyx is a computer chip. That's why it's so strong at keeping away unknown threats. It's because it remembers unknown threats. But if the person who had it is a threat, it's going to keep reminding you that of a threat energy. It just puts off the wrong frequency. That's why it's known as a bad luck stone to some people. I'll talk more in the future about onyx, but if you use it correctly, it's going to be your best friend. I taught you guys how to energetically read energetic bookmarks. So this is definitely a needed skill, especially don't go to thrift. Try not to go to thrift stores, guys. I'm not going to change your entire lives just by telling you, don't go to thrift stores, guys. I highly wouldn't, because especially mirrors at thrift stores, everything at a thrift store is a portal. What's a portal? It's an energetic collection. It's an energetic collection, an energetic buildup of different energies coming from different places, leading to the energy being able to put off a different frequency and set off a different light in the spiritual in-between realms for different spiritual entities to notice it, especially if something has passed or died when it used that. For example, if you go to a thrift store and you just picked up let's just say you picked up a mirror from a thrift store, right? That's the worst thing you could ever do. If you want some problems in your house, do that. If you really want some problems in your house, get a mirror from a thrift store. You hang it up. Everyone who's ever touched it has put their attachments on the mirror, because mirrors are massive portals. They are massive portals, and you can't close them fully. They open up very quickly. Whoever died, if someone died and that's all they remember in their lifetime is that mirror, they're going to be coming through the mirror. You're going to be your house. Things will be moving around. You'll have drama. You'll have arguments and fights and bad finances and love problems and money problems and just different problems with everything, because that's the attachment that's the spiritual trademark of that on that object. This goes with everything. If you have any questions, ask them in the comment section. Until then, I will see you guys next time. Ciao.